Friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we're going to be learning how to draw Luffy 5 gear from One Piece. So we're going to get started with his eyebrows right in the center. So we're going to start from the middle, coming across on the left. We're going to curve this line around, down, up, and through on a diagonal. We're going to leave a gap. We're going to come over on the right hand side, lining that up at the same height. And we're just going to replicate that, mirroring it in the opposite direction. Now we're going to round the edge out here. So on the top, we're going to curve this around and down on a diagonal towards the middle. Let's draw in the eyes. So coming underneath, we're going to draw in a nice big half circle on the right-hand side. And then we're going to move across on the left-hand side, replicating that again. Let's draw in the center of the eye. So we're going to draw in a circle, connecting that from the eyebrow on the top, bringing this around and over towards the middle. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the right, closing that off. Directly in the center now, we're going to draw in another circle. Now let's draw in the nose in the middle, so we're going to curve this around and through on the bottom. Now let's draw on the smile. Coming underneath on the top, we're going to draw in a curved line from left to right, extending that past both eyes. And then underneath, we're going to curve this down, bringing that over and through on the right. Let's start in the middle now for the teeth, and we're going to arch this over towards the right. Directly in the center, we're going to bring this line down. To the right of that, we're going to curve that over and through towards the top. We're going to do the same thing on the left. Let's move over again, bringing that line up towards the top, finishing that off. And now let's draw in Luffy's hair. So we're going to start above the right eyebrow, curving that over and in. We're going to move across on the right, curving that over and through towards the top. Now from that point in the corner, we're going to curve this around and then in towards the top. Let's create another spiral here. So we're going to start from that corner, curving this around and through on the side. And then starting back on this line, we're going to continue to scoop this over and through towards the top left. Let's close off the hair on the side. So we're going to arch this line down on both sides, and we're going to end that at roughly the same height. Now from that point, we're going to bring this back over and through towards the top. Now let's close off the head underneath. So on the left-hand side, we're going to bring this line out, around, following that underneath the mouth. And then let's do the same thing on the right-hand side, blending that in towards the chin. Let's draw in the ear now. So on the left-hand side, we're going to arch this around and in, creating a nice big half circle. We'll do the same thing on the right. Let's add in the details of the ear now. So we're going to curve this line out on the top. And then moving underneath, we're going to arch this back around and down towards the bottom. Let's continue drawing in the rest of Luffy's hair now. So we're going to come up on the top left here. Above, we're going to curve this line around, up, and through towards the side. From that point, we're going to bring this line in, out, back down. Again, from that corner, curving this up and through towards the right. And then again from that point, bringing this over and down. Now from that point, bringing this back up and in. And then from the corner there, around and down, scooping that through and then back up. And then now on the left-hand side, to finish that off from that point, we're just going to curve this around and in towards the ear. Now on the top here, we're going to curve this line over towards the right. And then from that corner, we're going to bring this line out, over, and down on the side. Now from that point, let's curve this over and through towards the top. Now, again, rounding that out, bringing that in. We're going to come through on a diagonal. We're going to spiral this. We're going to curve this around, up, connecting that to this line, continuing to bring that up towards the top. Now from that corner, curving this around, down, through, and up on the right. And then again from that point, we're just going to curve this around and in towards Luffy's ear. Let's draw in the body. So we're going to draw in the jacket on the inside. So we're going to draw in 2 curved lines, leaving a gap in the center. From that corner on the top, we're going to curve this line over and out on the left and right hand side. Now from here on the bottom, we're going to curve this line up on a diagonal towards the top. And then from that point, we're just going to curve this over and through. Now on the left hand side, we're going to join 3 circles for the buttons. We're going to join 1 on the top. We're going to come down in the middle, replicating that. And then again, as we move underneath, 1 more time. Let's draw in our arms. So we're going to come up above and we're going to, for the arm and the shoulder, curve that through. From the side of the jacket here, we're going to curve this line around and in on both sides. Let's come up. We're going to come up on a diagonal, curving that over. And this is where we're going to place the top of the arm. So for the rest of the arm coming out on the inside, we're going to bring this line through on a diagonal. Let's come down. We're going to draw in a small curved line. For the thumb, from the center, we're going to bring this line around and then in towards the arm. Now let's curve this line around and through for the first finger. Let's move across again for number 2. Let's draw in number 3. And then lastly, number 4, curving this around and in towards that line on the top. Let's close off the sleeve here. So we're going to arch this in towards that jacket. Now let's draw in the rest of the body as we come down. So we're going to draw the X in the center. So we're going to draw in 2 diagonal lines from the middle. We're going to come out, bringing those diagonal lines in towards the center. Let's move down again, drawing in another diagonal line coming across towards the jacket on both sides. And then again in the middle, we're going to bring that line over, connecting that at a point. Let's come down here. We're going to arch this line over on the right. Let's bring this line through towards the side. On the top, we're going to curve this line over and down, ending that on a diagonal. And then we're going to close this off with a curved line from left to right. In the middle, we're just going to draw in a small detailed line, scooping that out. Now let's close this off. So on the very top, underneath the X here, we're going to curve this line through. We're going to drop down in the center, bringing this line back over. Let's drop underneath again, replicating that 1 more time. Let's draw in Luffy's legs. So right in the center, we're going to arch this line through. We're going to draw in 2 small diagonal lines coming out. We're going to end them at the same height. We're going to curve this one across towards the right. We're going to do the same thing on the left. This one's just going to be longer as it comes through towards the middle of that jacket. Let's bring this diagonal line through towards the top. Let's come down again, starting up above. We're going to curve this over and back in on the side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right. Now let's draw in the legs and feet. So on the inside, we're going to draw in 2 small diagonal lines coming down. For the foot here, we're going to curve this around. And for the first toe, we're just going to arch that in. We're going to do the same thing on the left. Let's move across again, curving that around and in for the second toe. Let's move over for the third one, curving that up. And then again, for the fourth one, we're going to curve this around and then bringing that further in to close off the top of the foot. And then now we're just going to draw in another diagonal line coming up towards the pants to close off the leg. We're going to draw on the strap of the sandal here. So we're going to arch this line over towards the side. We're going to replicate that again as we move up. Now let's close off the rest of the sandal. So we're going to, on the back portion here, bring this line down, around, and then up on the side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the left, bringing that up. And that is it. That's how you draw Luffy 5 gear from One Piece. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.